Bonjour. I leave today for France to walk the Via Podiensis, also called Chemin Le Puy-en-Velay, or the GR65. It is one of four major routes through France, and the GR65 is the most popular route. The beginning of the trail is Le Puy-en-Velay, which is just south of Lyon and west of the Alps. It's really, there'll be quite a lot of altitude change on this walk. It's 750 kilometers long, or 466 miles, and it is recommended to be walked in 6 weeks. So it's almost exactly the same length as St. Jean Pied de Port to Santiago. I'll be using two guidebooks. The first one is Miam Miam Dodo. Let me see if I can get this up right. You can see I've been researching as everything's tabbed. Miam Miam Dodo is in French, but my research has suggested that it's really a reliable guidebook. It doesn't talk about a lot of things, so the fact that it's in French and I don't speak a word of it was not a giant barrier, because you're really looking for altitude changes and how many kilometers and where accommodations are available. So I made my own notes extensively off of this. The other book that I'm taking is Walking the Camino de Santiago via Podiensis, right here. And one of the reasons why I really like this is I was not able to download Miam Miam Dodo into an ebook so that I wouldn't have to carry any books. This one is available as an ebook, and it's just recently published. So I also feel like this will be pretty reliable, and I'll let you guys know along the way. I did mention that this is pretty popular route. It's about 1/10 of the number of people as will walk the Camino Frances, and it is growing in popularity. My strongest recommendation at this moment is make your reservations in advance. This is May, early May, and I started making reservations in February. The whole process took about 45 days, and I was locked out of a lot of places, even starting in February, which pushed me into some more expensive accommodations than I would have preferred, but I was pretty grateful to get a bed. So that's my experience and my recommendation. One of the other things that's real different on the Via Podiensis is probably 80% of the people are non-English speaking. It's going to be 80% French. I understand from those that I've listened to and read that I'm not going to encounter very many other English-speaking people on the trail, and even in the private accommodations. I don't expect a big problem in where I've been, got a bed in a hotel. But in albergue and that, yes, I expect that I may be very, very quiet at dinner. Oh, maybe turn that into a meditation. Let's see. Oh, I did try learning some French by using Duolingo. I do believe that there are some phrases that are going to be critical to know. My very favorite one is I'm sorry, right? I'll be saying I'm sorry a lot. Food along the Via Podiensis. There isn't a guarantee that you're going to find food every day. The little stores and restaurants are likely to be closed on Sundays and Mondays, and then they'll close in the afternoon for a period of time the rest of the week. So you'll want to be aware going forward what your situation is, and pack a sandwich, or at a minimum carry 1 day's worth of snacks with you every day. It is possible to forward your bags on the Via Podiensis, and I will leave some links below when I get some time to do that, so that as you do your planning, you know what's available. And also you can mail forward to St. Jean Pied de Port. So it's not unlike the Camino Frances in that the stages are a little bit different. The first 2 weeks on Via Podiensis there's quite a lot of elevation change. So I'll have winter clothing with me at that point. Then it levels down into farm country. It's still going to be hilly, but I'm out of altitude and out of, most likely out of snow threat. So at that point, I can mail some of my winter gear to St. John Pied de Port, and I'll leave instructions below in the description how to do that as well. And there is a pilgrim's bus. If you get injured or you do end up in snow that's impassable, there's a bus that comes through every day, so that's a possibility. As far as cost goes, I'm going to say that it's about twice as expensive as Spain, and I'm even talking about the albergue. So, or they call it a gîte in French. Food and a bed looks like it's about twice as expensive, and so I have budgeted about 50 euro a day for food and a total of $4,000 US for 5 weeks on the trail. There are some mistakes that I already know that I've made, and I don't want to invite drama into my life, but I expect I probably have. So do as I say, not as I do. The time of year, leaving in early May, I am going to encounter weather and possibly quite a lot of it, including snow. The best time to walk via Podiensis is going to be end of August through September. The temperatures are much more predictable and mild, and you're not as likely to get as much inclement weather as you will in the spring. I am wearing brand new boots. I have literally walked 3 miles in my boots. So awesome. But I am well used to now threading my blisters and bandaging, and this time around I'm also going to carry some lamb's wool, which comes highly recommended, especially for around the toes, which are very difficult to tape. I also didn't train. And there are no rest days. So I said that, the recommended amount of time is 6 weeks. I'll be doing it in 5 weeks with 0 rest days, and I don't speak French. So if you're a betting person, you know where to put your money. I'm going to do my best though. What I have going for me is I've already walked from St. Jean Pied de Port to Finisterre. So I know Camino, right? I know what's ahead of me. And after the first 2 weeks, it gets considerably easier. So I just have to stay tough for the first 2 weeks. And then I also know that no matter how miserable it gets, you do eventually get your trail legs. And then you cannot imagine being anywhere else in the world than walking Camino. So there's that. And I took off a little more weight than the backpack that I'm carrying, so my joints should be okay. And let's see, the pack, I did lighten up quite a bit, as I thought that I would. I'm going to wear 1 pair of pants to hike in, and I have a pair of shorts and 2 t-shirts to sleep in, and that's it. That's all I'm bringing. So my backpack without water, I weighed it at 16 pounds as opposed to over 20 pounds when I walked the Camino Francés. So that's quite a bit of an improvement, and I expect to do better for it. I'm going to do my very best to record my Chemin, and when I have internet, I will post up for you. And I intend for these videos to be informative, to help you plan your Camino through France. So I'll see you again in a few days. Bon chemin.